So, the last week has been eventful. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. This video is not going to go up on my Instagram out of respect for the fact that I have friends and relatives who are of a more left-leaning persuasion. And I don't know how all of them felt about the events of this past week. I will respect the fact that not all of them want to hear a different perspective than their own. And there's that. I think what it comes down to for me this past week is that we live in a very, very dark time in our history. Now, granted, as a student of history, I always have to offer the caveat that our darkest times as a world are largely behind us, right? Largely. But frankly, what I've seen this week has made me sick. Has made me sick to my stomach. I have seen more videos laughing at the death of a husband and father than I ever thought I would see in my entire life. I saw the video of the man get shot, and I felt nothing in that moment but horror and immediate sympathy and pain for his wife and children, who, by all accounts, were there. Nothing that man has ever said, Charlie Kirk has ever said or done, could make me hate him. I disagreed with a lot of his points. I disagreed with the way he framed even points I agreed with. But I have come to the inescapable conclusion, based on what I have seen, that the political left is just bereft of any sort of moral code outside of a very select set of individuals. One of those individuals is Bill Maher. Oddly, one of those individuals is Cenk Uygur, host of the Young Turks, who I would have never in a million years thought would have been more than sympathetic, was deeply affected. Anybody who met Charlie Kirk, who actually interacted with him one-on-one, who didn't just see clips of him online, liked him as a human being, even if they disagreed with him. And quite frankly, based on the outpouring of sympathy that came out, anybody who ever met the man loved the man. This was a devout Christian, a man who lived his faith the exact way his faith was to be lived. He knew his Bible backwards and forwards, and knew it for all of its alleged contradictions and all of its flaws and all of its beauty, and he understood it because he studied it. He didn't have a college degree, and he proved day in and day out that a degree is not the mark of education. Any degree is not the mark of education. He fostered open debate. In the worst case scenario, at perhaps his, if we're going to say, we'll charitably give him a floor, just to give the other side an argument. In his worst case scenario, he was a provocateur looking to stir debate, but he never stirred up violence. And anytime he interacted with anybody he disagreed with, or in any group that he criticized, he specifically reached out to them as a human being to talk to them. He wanted these conversations. I've watched numerous conversations between him and not trans activists, but trans people. Trans activists tend to be not trans themselves. His conversations with trans people were some of the deepest and most enlightening conversations I've ever seen on the subject of the issue of transgenderism. And I say issue because it's something we're navigating as a country. He had plenty of conversations with gay people where he simply stated to them, as a Christian, I don't agree with the lifestyle that you've chosen, but that does not mean you are not a child of God worthy of love. Transgender people, the same thing. I don't agree with you that you are the gender that you say, but you are still a child of God and worthy of love. Nothing the man has ever said, and look, again, I don't magically know all of the white nationalist dog whistles in the world. I don't. I can't. I don't have the time to learn all of them because, frankly, I don't look around every corner for a boogeyman to threaten me. The system might be stacked against me or someone or whatever. I can't look around every corner and try to guess the intent of every person I interact with on a day-to-day basis. I have to take people at face value. And quite frankly, 9 times out of 10, the intent of somebody at its worst is simply to look out for themselves. Rarely is it that somebody comes along who is actually evil, who is actually out to destroy society in some way. And that was a point that I learned, quite frankly, a lot of times from listening to Charlie, because he always was able to separate 3 things: law, effect, and intent. You can't discern the intent of people, and yet that is what people have done to Charlie. They have discerned his intent, not even from things that he would say. You saw it all the time in all these freaking videos and in videos since his death, which have now conveniently found a way to pile onto the man's character without him being able to respond. Oh, he's a racist. What has he done that is racist? Oh, he's said things that are dog whistles for racism. Dog whistles are things that you specifically can't hear, but are like secret nods and winks. Like, if you have the time to figure it out and communicate in code all the time and understand and divine the intents of people, go for it. I have to go with not the dog whistles, but the actual speaking. I have to go with what is actually said. And what was actually said about the man by people who actually knew the man, who actually talked to the man, was that he was quite a likable guy. He had his beliefs, he stuck to his guns, but he was always open to conversations. Always. He loved conversations. It was what he did. He tried to stir public debate. And his reward for stirring public debate was a bullet to the neck. So in closing, I'm just going to say this. I hope you go out today and you be more like Charlie. You find somebody who you disagree with and you try to stir a conversation. Try to stir a conversation about more than just the weather. Not to win the conversation, because there is no winning and losing in conversation, but to learn, to know your own beliefs and have them challenged. And if new information is presented, may you change your opinion. And if new information is presented to them, may they re-examine their own belief. And may you find something as beautiful and lasting as Charlie found in his faith. And may you carry that with you, and may it give you peace as you go through your life and through your day. And that's all I can have for you. I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm sad. I'm checking the time and I'm out of time. I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm sad. I likely will be processing this for quite some time, but I will do what I can, and I will continue to foster education. I'll have my conversations. I hope you join them in some way, shape, or form. And that's it. Tried to come up with something clever to end this. I don't really have anything. All I'll say is, in closing, God's peace be with you, and go Bills. I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. Have a great day.